Hello, my name is Aaron and welcome to Board Games, Bricks, and Hobbies. Today, we're taking a look at the Nerf Tech Target. Alright, so let's talk Nerf Tech Target. The Tech Target was released in 2003 and it's no longer in production, but you can still find it online and at thrift stores. And I think it's a pretty cool device for what it is, especially if you consider its hidden game mode, which we'll get to later on in the video. Now let's go over what you get here. You have an on-off button, a mode button, and a digital readout. You also have a front-facing speaker and 3 distinct target areas. These each detect when a dart hits them. You could also just use your finger, I guess, but isn't that kind of cheating? On the back here, you have a spot for 3 AA batteries. This does require them. It will not function without it. And you also have a spot to hang it up on a wall if you so desire. But in my experience, it's also pretty stable if you just stand it up against something. So there's that. Another slight quirk you might notice is that some of them will have the old scribbled Nerf logo. This one has the newer one. That just seems to have been a change with Nerf around this time period as they kind of evolved into this new logo. And another thing you might notice is the colors here. There are different versions of this Tech Target. This is the oldest one. The newer ones actually have 3 different game modes. So we're just going to describe these 3 here, starting with the Bullseye. So this game mode is Best Score. It's similar to darts, and you can play it with 1 or 2 players. And for each area that you get points. The bullseye is 10, the middle is 5, and the outermost rim is 1 point. And you're just trying to get your own high score or beat your opponent. In countdown mode, the readout starts at 99, and you're trying to get it down to 0. So if you hit the middle, it takes off 10. If you hit the bullseye, I shouldn't say bullseye and middle, that's kind of confusing. If you hit the bullseye, that's takes off 10. If you hit the middle, that takes off 5. And if you hit the outside, that takes off 1. And you're just trying to get it down to 0. The last mode is Stop the Noise. And in this one, it will emit 1 of 3 annoying sounds, and you have to stop it by hitting that respective area. One of them is higher pitched and the other one's lower pitched. I forget which is which. But essentially, if you hit it, it'll stop the noise, and you just want to try and get the most points. So those are the main game modes. Now let's get into the hidden game mode that I've been talking about. Now, how does this work? Well, I thought, the countdown feature is kind of cool. What if you could use that for destructible bases? And that's exactly what I did, because I have 2 of these. So with 2 tech targets, you can actually create a mode where each team has a destructible base. How does this work? Well, you set them up to countdown mode, and then each team has essentially what is a destructible base with 99 hit points. Now, there are some things to keep in mind. One is you want to make sure your batteries are fresh. I typically use rechargeable AA's, so make sure those are good, because if they die mid-game, that'll kind of mess things up. Another thing to note is that you have to get there by exact count. For example, if the score is at 5 left and you hit the bullseye, then it will subtract 10 points, but since it can't go to 0 exactly, it will actually roll over and you'll just be back at 5 points. It's kind of funny. So if you had 9 points left and you hit the bullseye, it would actually roll over to 1 point. It's kind of a quirk of just the way it's programmed, but that is something to note when you're getting down low on your opponent's base. And so if you know that information, you now know that the math means that the optimal amount would be 11 hits. So that's 10 bullseyes, which causes it to roll around back to 1, and then 1 hit on the outside for 11 to finish the game. So that's the optimal number. The minimum number of hits that you can get to win a game is 11. if my math is correct. I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I think that's a pretty cool use for these, and definitely makes them worth picking up in my opinion. Another thing to note is that if you use this game mode, you might want to, create a line with cones or something so that people have to stand a certain feet amount of space away from this, because it would kind of just be cheating if you just took a jolt and... Wait! This isn't a jolt! Who keeps taking this out of the trash? Okay, this is a jolt. It'd be kind of cheating if you just took a jolt and just went straight up to the bullseye every time. So maybe consider having a line somewhere, maybe about 3 meters away or something. And so that's the hidden game mode of the Nerf Tech Target, which in my opinion makes it worth owning 1 or 2 or 3, I guess, if you want to have a 3-team battle. But 2 is probably sufficient. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoy the content, I hope to see you again in another one. Thank you for watching Board Games, Bricks, and Hobbies. Take care. Bye.